has settled. One last time, people. Only one last time before we close this off. We had to do this, right?
Yeah, for real.
Had to review this tournament. Obviously, me and Rich needed a day off just to kind of just chill for a bit because it's been a long month or so.
Listen, I was mad excited. I thought it was yesterday.
Yeah, Rich got the dates mixed up. Thought it was yesterday. It was today. But yeah, man. Let's begin everything, man. But before we do that, guys, we're co-streaming obviously on the channels before we split off and do our own things again. So whilst you're here, make sure you like both of the videos on either channel. Subscribe to both channels if you are new. Hit the notification bell for both of our channels because Rich they're still going live on their channel. They got a preview at 8.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you're hitting that notification bell. There's a lot of stuff going to be happening over the course of the rest of the season and beyond for both of us. So yeah, make sure you're all locked in for that. But Rich, how you feeling, man? Over.
Hey, no word of a lie. When you clicked end broadcast and then we had that little chat at the end, it got emotional. Like, it really got emotional because it was like, I mean, especially for you covered easily about 45, I'd say.
I think I counted it. It's 49 out of 52.
So I weren't too far off because I know it's just some of the 1 o'clock games that were a bit of a problem. Yeah. And the other one we're not going to discuss just yet. And obviously I had to, where I could make it to the 7 o'clock, so the 4 o'clocks I would and stuff, obviously work and meetings and stuff. It was crazy. But when you deep it, the 3 weeks, we were riding out for this tournament. You know what I mean? So when it had finished, like I looked at my wife, I looked at Steph, and she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Bro, that's emotional. I don't know what to do with myself now." Because we're Afcon.
Yeah.
You know, but it's good to obviously review it and stuff. It was an amazing tournament, and listen, bro, you did a big thing. You did a big thing. Thank you for getting me involved in this because it was a matter.
It was a pleasure, you know, because I was like, look, I'm gonna do this. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but it had to be done. Because as I said before, like if we weren't doing this, we would be watching the games at home, innit? So you might as well bring it to people. Because I think we also introduced some people to the tournament who may have never come across their mind before. Yeah. And obviously we reached out to people who are of African descent or Caribbean descent that watched the tournament. Do you know what I mean? And they got a chance to connect with us too. So look, it's been a blessing all the way through, to be honest with you. And I'm glad to have been able to share it with you, CM,
it's been wicked, man.
All of them. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. But yeah, let me get into some comments. There's a few people watching in there anyway still. Yeah, Yanks is in tears because the Kings have traded a couple of big hitters today to the Pacers. I think we'll cover it. We'll cover it in a little bit though. You know the ones there. We'll cover it in a little bit. Yeah, I know you're in tears, bro. No, it's mad. It's mad. But we'll be back on Friday. We'll discuss a bit in more detail when I do another NBA stream on Friday still. But he's saying big up to you both. You both started my love for Afcon watching these streams. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like opened up the door for people.
Yeah.
Never would have even thought about this tournament, but you know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's crazy. We got Kendall in here. We got Dizzy gone from Jordan and Dedeyu to Antoine Semenya and Felix Jan, Suleimana, Hudson Odoi, and Kudus. We are making oh man, yeah. Yes, it looks like things are changing over at the GFA. And look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot of things happening. Hopefully, we get some change.
No, 100%.
Man. We got Louis in here.
Yes, Louis.
We got Jordan as well. What a tournament! What an ending! Yeah, it was Jordan. Big yourself up though. What was it? Yeah, my comment's freezing. There we go. Saying, can I just say that picture of Kouate kissing the trophy? It's lit. Yeah, it's a lit photo. It's big for him as well, you know. It's big. Like it's a major trophy. Yank saying congrats to Senegal for winning their first Afcon. Awesome to see the celebrations. Big up Guarin as well.
Yeah, for real.
Big up Guarin. And thoughts on Ziyech retiring from international football. We're gonna hold that there. We'll hold that question because that's a bit of a after bit, but we'll talk about it in a bit. But yeah, let's begin in it, Rich. Like, I mean, I want to start off with a few bad or not so great topics because I want to end on a high. Do you know what I mean?
100.
So the disrespect to the tournament. You've been very vocal about this on all of the streams we pretty much done. You might as well give the people, round up with that.
Listen, it's still getting disrespected. Like, yes, the tournament's done, but like from the jump, yeah. We heard it was going to be on Sky, so thinking, oh, okay, cool. That looks like slow progress. But even before that, when you're talking about managers, like the way some of the clubs have acted towards their African players and stuff is disgraceful. Jurgen Klopp is one of them. He's always complaining when we need our players. No, you're a Liverpool Football Club. You've got a big squad. Use your players. Like, allow it. Because any of these players that were going for nation leagues, friendlies, into that, you don't complain. So please, like, ease off. You know what I mean? And then obviously that led to like the likes of Ian Wright and Patrick Vieira being very, very vocal. Very vocal. And I was so pleased because they could have kept quiet and maybe just done it in their own space, but they did it in such a public domain. You know what I mean? Righty released a video when it was trending on Twitter. Vieira did it in his press conference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he wanted to make sure people heard. You know what I mean? And that was a massive thing. Then roll on the tournament. So we're thinking, wicked. Sky Sports, okay, let's go. Let's do it. Kickoff's at 7. The show starts at 6:55. I'm like,
I don't mean to laugh in it.
Fam, no pre-match build-up, nothing.
just turn on the TV vibes.
Not even that. Like, I don't even think that I saw the opening ceremony.
You know what? You're actually right. I don't think we did see it. You remember because the first day?
Yeah.
They started to cut you off the first day, yeah? When did they start the broadcast? It wasn't no half an hour before. It was like probably 5 minutes before, or 15.
Something like that. Because I only deeped it because obviously when I made that little trailer thing for the final, I saw the picture and I was like, hold on, wait, there was an opening ceremony?
There was a closing.
I was like, when did that happen? And that's what I'm talking about. The disrespect is unreal. So you had that. Then you're thinking, all right, cool, the tournament started, whatever. BBC have decided to pick and choose games.
It's true.
That's another factor. Sky decided to tune into one match when there's in the 60th minute.
That was the Nigeria game. Nigeria versus Sudan, I think it was. The game we were watching with Banks, and I think.
Yeah, that's a disrespect. What's the point? Just leave it alone then.
Trust.
The CAF website, YouTube channel constantly having broadcasts taken down.
That actually pissed me off because I'm like, that's their tournament. They have the rights to show that if they want to. And then YouTube said, "Nah, take it down." What?
It's ridiculous.
I hope they get relegated. and so you're gonna set me. You see the shamelessness that they were saying. Congratulations to Ismail Sarr while they held Dennis hostage.
I'm telling you. Say it again, Say it again because that one pissed me off. When I saw the picture,
Watford coming out and saying congratulations while they told Ennis he must stay at home, and then made sure he was in every picture that they posted for that week.
Mad.
Taking absolute liberties.
Mad.
Let's move on throughout the tournament. BBC now want to do Yaya Toure,
Neda Manua, Lauren was in there.
Lauren, and then they chuck in Jermaine Genius like he knows anything about the tournament.
It's too funny. It's hilarious.
The disrespect, it is mad.
It's crazy, man. Too mad. It's too much. I mean, like even Red Devil in here, he's gonna come on in a bit when we drop the link here. But he was like, it only came on to his telly for the end of penalties. Bein Sports had the PSG match on and he was watching that because there was nothing else on the other side. And like we saw it, man. Like even people were coming into our watch-alongs and asking us, like, "Yo, we can't even watch it where we're at. So can you drop a link for us?
Can you drop a link? Yeah.
Because even across the world, it wasn't respected. But I mean, we're gonna go into where I think things will start to change because of this. This kind of disrespect, and people have been very vocal about it on a number of different platforms. Like it will change in the future, I believe in it. So yeah, but I mean, it's been a shambles from that in terms of disrespect type of 100%.
Thing. But you know what? With every negative, there's always that silver lining. And this was it.
Yeah.
Right here. This was it.
Yeah.
I mean, big up to Diaspora as well. I know a few other people that be doing bits and bobs of it. But bro, minus the 1 o'clock games, you held down every game.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so crazy that I think a lot of people are going to think African football and think of us.
That's the thing, yeah. So next year when Afcon comes back again and we do our thing, and obviously it's going to be bigger and better for all of us, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be people who instantly will think, what are Roland and Rich doing? Do you know what I mean? For it, because we've been able to put on a great show, I think, for everybody watching. And, I just think next year is going to be bigger and better, and who knows 100%. What kind of opportunities come out of that and whatnot. But let's move on to another kind of.
Before we do, what are your thoughts on the disrespect?
I mean, this is kind of something we see day in, day out. Just like from my perspective, from your perspective as a black person in society, like they don't really respect us anyway as people. So why would they respect a tournament that we all kind of enjoy? When I look at Sky and BBC, these big corporations have all the money in the world to be able to put together a punditry team to go out to Africa and really get the feel of the place and the teams and everything. They have the money to do it. See, when it's the World Cup or when it's the Euros, if it was in another country now, there'll be at least one correspondent that will head out there and they'll cover the tournament on behalf of the station. Do you see what I'm saying? But for Africa, we don't have that. It's just, and the thing about it is that the commentary you were hearing on Sky Sports, that person wasn't in Cameroon. The person was in a studio in London or something, or in the UK.
Didn't have a clue what was going on.
So, do you know what I mean? Like, one of those, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we know the level of disrespect in it. Like, so I mean, I was happy to see that Sky had got the rights to it, because then it means that everybody in the UK gets a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
But then obviously the way they kind of dealt with it, wasn't right. Like, we shouldn't be starting games 15 minutes before kickoff, or 5 minutes before kickoff, or starting broadcasting during the game. We should be having at least half an hour, 45 minutes to begin. And I said it, like, there's people out here that do African content. Like, based in the UK, there's an account, a great account out there, social, and they've got a YouTube channel as well, Jabulani XI. Those guys, Sam, and I forgot the other guys, Sam and Anthony. Those two guys run that channel together. They run that platform together. They cover African, not just football, not just men, but sports people across the board, of African descent. So you guys need to make sure you check them out on socials and all of that. They could have went and done everything. Literally, they could have run it themselves, like in terms of the broadcasting for Afcon. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, man. It's one of those, and like, I mean, as I said, I think it's going to get better because the viewership has gone up, I believe, from this tournament, and I think that also the interest has gone up as well for people. So it's gonna be bigger and better next year.
It's funny. There are people saying how much they enjoyed the tournament.
Trust me. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how all the disrespect turns into respect.
Yeah.
And that.
One last thing, man. Actually, I also feel the BBC used this as a tick box exercise.
Yeah, 100. They had
obviously. When you look at, I think the panel was
Managed Genius was all African.
Yeah.
And such. They tick the box with the female pitch side reporter.
Yeah.
And stuff. If they wanted to do these things properly, they should have done it from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Even have like we did a preview show. Do that.
Yeah.
Get people. Yeah. Get their faces out there from the jump.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on, yeah. So refereeing, VAR, red cards. And there's people in there talking about the referee already. So Kendall was like thoughts on the referee. So we're gonna go for. I mean, Rich, talk to me about the referee in this tournament, because hey, some of it has been a madness still. Like,
hey, listen, I've always said, listen, with VAR, yeah, it's not VAR, because VAR is just the technology.
Yeah.
It's the people that are running it.
Yeah.
However, the plus side is that they use VAR better than they have in the Prem.
Yeah.
That's the plus side. The negative side is some of the decisions that referees end up taking were a joke. The red cards, I don't know if this was an intentional scheme to paint the tackles as bad as they are and make players in bad light. I don't know what it was. But what they were calling red cards were terrible. Absolutely joke. However, I think most of the issues were only really in the group stages. As you went into the knockouts, I think there was less and less real bad, like controversial decisions. Maybe one or two, but the group stages had loads.
Yeah, so the one we got to talk about.
Oh, man.
Is Mali, Tunisia, and that referee, because you put the clip in the little thing at the end that we did, yeah, and I'm just like, bro, that alone, yeah, caught so much like negative press. So people that weren't covering Afcon at all jumped out the window because they was like, yo, we gotta get onto this because this is something mad.
And look at what Afcon is doing. Like, just because one person forgot to turn off his stove or whatever, or he got a text from the missus saying, come home, dinner's ready. I don't know what it was.
No, he said he had sunstroke. That's what he said. That was his excuse.
So he decided to continue the game then?
This is what I'm saying. It's so mad. It's mad. It's so mad. See that one, yeah, like obviously he's made a massive mistake, yeah, and like surely with people so incensed around him, and we're talking the Tunisians, yeah, he would have been like, okay, I put my hands up, I made a mistake, yeah, let's continue. Then to do it again before the game ends, yeah.
Listen.
And then everybody's now wants to fight him. Like they all want to fight him now because the game is done. They want to fight him now, and the security are there. He's like, look, he's talking to his fourth official. He's like, yeah, look, I got it right. It's 90 minutes. Game is done. It just kind of gave us like vibes of like, you know, he's taken a bribe. Something has happened here, like that's just dodgy, and like we should be investigating it, type of thing.
Yeah,
I think it's shameful that CAF didn't at least try and reschedule the last 10 minutes of the game, 15 minutes of the game, just so we can have a fair outcome or whatever. I know it would have been a waste of maybe resources and players' time, referee time, whatever.
No, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You can't just draw a line under it and skip over it. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's ridiculous because it's an incomplete game.
Trust me.
Like this is gonna go in the history books as ending on the 85th minute and then the 89th.
That's crazy.
Now, if you're gonna do it, be sassy with it. Be sassy. As soon as it hits 90, then blow.
Yeah.
Like, I thought there was 2 minutes at a time. Just shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Oh man, that's too funny, man. That's too funny. In terms of the red cards, yeah, there were a lot of red cards though. Like, and I know that some of the tackles we saw, they're probably not red cards. My head went when Vosinia for Cape Verde had a head clash with Mane, right, in the last 16, and Vosinia got up, he got red carded, and then it was a free kick to Senegal. I didn't understand that. Like, and so there was a lot of inconsistencies with some of the decision making from the referees. Right? What were your thoughts on all of that?
I think, like I said, I don't have an issue with technology being used, but what needs to stop it is the people that are in the back with the trucks. They need to stop refereeing the game, because that's causing a problem. And like, I think the one shining light once again is that not every decision that went to VAR got changed because of their decision. Like there was some decisions where the ref was like, no, actually, no, I'm going to stick to my guns here. Or the referee went over, gave a penalty, went to check it, and was like, no, I've made a mistake, I'm chalking it off. So it was good to see those in those instances. But with regarding the red cards, I mean, Jimmy Abdu's one is another example. You know, an accidental collision. Yes, it looks bad, but the problem is everything looks worse slowed down. You know, and I think for the sake of the game in itself, they need to get actual ex-players running VAR. It shouldn't be referees, and it shouldn't be just any random Donny who knows how to operate technology. You know, get ex-players who understand the game to run it. I mean, then again, some of these ex-players are pundits, and they're even worse. You know,
I don't know if it's gonna make a difference if you put a guy in the room with them to say, like, nah, you know, when I was back in my day, when we did this, like, do you know what I mean? It's got to be people who are kind of up to date with the rules, and are like maybe like involved in that kind of process. But yeah, I get what you mean, man. Slowing down stuff made stuff a lot worse. But I was glad to see referees being brave, going to check and changing the decision. So we saw rescinding of red cards into yellows. We saw yellow cards into reds. We saw penalties being overturned. Like, you know, the one that stood out to me was I think Edmund Tapsoba. They said handball, but he kind of like, it was like more chest head type of thing. And it was a penalty and they rescinded. Like, things like that was good to see, innit? Like, and people do forget that this is only the second tournament that we've had with VAR in it. And VAR only came in at the quarterfinal stage of the 2019 edition. So, like, this is still going to have some teething problems. You'd hope that they will take their learnings out of this, and then next year we'll have a more smoother kind of running VAR system alongside the referees and that. But yeah, man. I mean, we can. Okay, one more. This is a serious topic here. Obviously, those families that lost some family members outside the stadium Olembe after the Comoros Cameroon game. Now, obviously, we'll say first and foremost, like, prayers to those families that lost loved ones. And I think I will say that CAF, the stadium, like, people, they kind of like dealt with it well. You know what I mean? Like, literally the day afterwards, CAF made a statement, and then there was like a sign of respect for those families right throughout the tournament with the minute silence
and stuff.
And I'm sure that the Cameroonian like national team would have done something to contribute to those families and in whatever way they could do in terms of the federation and whatnot. But yeah, man, just give me your thoughts on that, and then we'll move on to some more
topics. I mean, it's never a good sign to hear of anyone losing their life. You know what I mean? Well, obviously in this circumstance, and you got to think, for the nation of Cameroon, like, some of them may have never seen the likes of a Mane, a Salah, like, live in the flesh, you know, like a Pepe and that. Because obviously the citizens of Cameroon, they would follow the Premier League because it's obviously the biggest league in the world, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So and it's just such a shame that, like, a stampede, you know, a stampede's caused, unfortunately, was it 6, I believe, in total?
Yeah, I think it was 6 or 8. I'm not sure.
8, to lose their lives. You know what I mean? And to think you leave your house, you know, with the intention to just go and enjoy yourself, enjoy the occasion, enjoy the tournament, and that's it. You know, it really brings perspective into life, man. And just leave your house in a positive mind frame and be thankful when you get home, man, because, like, life could just knock you for 6, you know, at any given moment, you know what I mean? So 100% positive. Just keep it positive. Keep thinking positive. Living the positive life. You know what I mean? And once again, prayers up to those family members that have lost loved ones. May their souls rest in perfect peace. You know what I mean? And I hope the families are happy with how the aftermath of it was dealt with, in a sense.
Because as I said, I think it was dealt with well by all those involved in terms of trying to deal with the situation. So, yeah, man, well said there, man. All right, let's move on to some comments, and then we'll move on into some more positive things here. Big up Maisie as well. Hope you are well. She's working right now, over 500 subs. Make sure you continue to subscribe to Devils United. Guaran said it's such a unique tournament and it's easy to sell to people who are fed up with certain aspects of modern football, tiki-taka styles, and the amount of money in the game. Frustrating that they don't bother. That's true. Red Devil 11 just agreeing with what you said, that BBC were box ticking. We did a number of other broadcasters. Big up Nathan. He's saying the semis and finals were good for the refs. I think so. I think the referees. Yeah, I think the two best referees kind of handled semis and then obviously the final as well. Manchester Mania saying is the lowest refereeing standard he's seen ever. I've seen some bad ones, but
I don't know. The Prem's been terrible.
I've seen some bad ones, honestly. Bullshit red cards and that Tunisia game. I know he's a bit salty because basically no Arab nation won. I know he's a bit salty still. I know about this. Yeah, Tunisia tried. They were offered to finish the game and they refused. Because they had warmed down. They was in their cool down phase. So why would you want to now warm back up? Like, I understand it. I understand why they.
That's injuries galore. You're pulling your hamstring straight away.
And plus, they also were about to go with it. They didn't know, but then 12 players went out with COVID. Now imagine they went to play that game. If you got injured, then the COVID thing happens. Then you can't fill the team. Like, you never know, man. Honestly, so they made the right choice in the end, I think. Also, Commons being forced to play while all their goalies had COVID was awful. I mean, but it had to happen, though, man. What were we gonna do? Give them a bye? Like, I think the rule made sense. Unfortunately, it had to happen to them. But it's one of those. It's one of those.
I remember Ayub was saying that she wasn't happy because she thought that it was the Cameroons were telling lies and stuff like that as well. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of crazy. Sorry, I just one second. Sorry, people. It's going a bit mad on my screen. All right, we're good. And to think about, if Tunisia were given all the time, they would have drawn a separate nation in the last 16, in the last 8. Yeah, you never know. I think with the disruption, you never know. They could have won the game, and then with a late winner, and then it could have been a different course for them.
That's a fair shot.
But I watched them against Burkina Faso. They didn't play well. Like, so, it's one of those, on the day you got to win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. To be honest, don't get me wrong, that decision was a travesty, but I think the COVID situation really knocked them. That really affected them bad. To lose 12, it's a lot of players.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Big up CM in here. He's got his watch along starting in about 15 minutes, so make sure you head over there if you want to watch along with CM Burnley versus United. So 7:45 people. If you're interested, if you're a United supporter, make sure you go check that out. He's going live in about 15 minutes. Jordan said, did you see that video of them people doing VAR using a piece of paper on a monitor to judge whether somebody was offside? I didn't see that video. When was this?
No, JC, send that to me if you've got it.
Hey, fam, that's crazy.
Knowing you probably have sent it to me. I just haven't seen it.
That's crazy, bro. Jeez. Everybody be sure to drop a like, subscribe to both Pros Only TV and Eagle Eye Football. Yes, people, make sure you do that. Prayers to all the families involved. Indeed, nobody deserves to leave home and never be able to return. Protect and love everyone who's in your life. Very true, very true. I mean,
apparently he's starting today.
Wait, no, I mean, I'll say this, innit? Like, the outrage has been a bit mad for me to see, innit? Because I don't see the same level of outrage when it comes to racism. So I'll say this: what he did was wrong. He should be fined by the club. Maybe sit out a few games.
Yeah, he shouldn't be starting today.
And yeah, he shouldn't be starting to get it today, and then get an education on animal
cruelty.
Yeah, and then that should be the end of it. I've seen man talking about his career should be done. No, that's a bit too far, because you're not saying that for Luis Suarez, who's been accused of racism twice and bitten people twice.
Yeah.
But you ain't said nothing. So, it's one of those. It's one of those, isn't it? But,
I mean, his apology was pitiful as well.
Yeah, but he didn't do it. It's one of the the representative at the club.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But it was even still. He used to sack his representative. Then it made it look worse.
It's one of those.
I don't know why we're so started. That's mad.
Yeah, it is, because they're in a situation themselves. They need top four, bro. They can't leave one of him.
Their priorities are all wrong.
I mean, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Even worse than the Middlesbrough handball. Allow me, bruv. That decision is mad. Everybody is in the group chat laughing. You included. You are just laughing, bruv.
No, but I was saying, how is it not a handball?
I know, but you're still laughing. It's still bad, bruv. It's still bad. All right, let's move on to some more positive stuff, man. So obviously, I touched on it earlier. The interest in the tournament and the viewership, I believe, from this tournament has now exploded. And so moving forward, we will now see a lot more interest and people viewing the tournament. So what was your take on all of that and the tournament as a whole, from a social aspect?
Yeah. I saw this coming though. I said at the start of with the preview, when you look at the majority of clubs, their better player or better players are of African descent. And that's not to take away the ability of non-African. I'm just saying that it's good to see that there's more and more African players playing at a top level, you know. So you now then bring them all together in one space. It was always going to be a very interesting tournament. Even if we didn't have superstars there, you think about the outrageous scissor tackles that we talk. We were talking about them shooting from ridiculous ranges as well, which happened twice that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? Which led to beautiful goals. The atmosphere, the culture and stuff, that aspect of it brings the unity, you know. There's so many aspects that always seems to bring people together, you know. And now we're in a very high prominent social media age as well. Everyone was keeping an eye on it. Now, that obviously leads back to when the negative press, people will, even though it's negative press, people wanted to find something Afcon related to talk about, you know. So sometimes bad press is good press because it just keeps the name in people's mouths. You know what I mean? Once the infrastructure is sorted, right? Things like the Euros, they're all going to be finished. As a tournament, it will be finished because I don't care what anyone says. Afcon was better than Euros.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're actually right, bro. Because, I'm telling you, that one, the minnows in Euros kind of annoyed me watching them. Why am I watching
Albania?
I was watching no, it's maybe Albania. I was watching Austria versus North Montenegro and all this nonsense.
North Macedonia,
North Macedonia. I don't even know the name, fam. I was watching that and I was just like, what is this tournament like? And I mean, when it got towards the latter stages of the tournament, even the games, some of the games weren't exciting. Ukraine got pammed by England in the latter stages. The only game I thought that was real exciting was the semi-final between Italy and Spain, for example. Apart from that, there wasn't really too much going on in the tournament. So I mean, yeah, you're 100% spot on with everything in it. What you just said, in terms of the interest and the viewership, the social media kind of boom as well, because for football Twitter, this was their first Afcon. Do you know what I mean? So there are people who actually come from some of these nations who were doing up prop and stuff like that on their social media platforms. There's obviously fans of teams across Europe who players were at Afcon. So you're drawing all of those fans to come and watch the tournament itself. to check up on the likes of Salah and Mane's and Koulibaly's and this, that, and the other, right? And like, yeah, like, I mean, for me, I always like the culture, the vibes, the dancing, the music, everything surrounding that. You see a lot of iconic images of people in the crowd with the costumes, the paint. It's just all a part of what the tournament is all about.
The color, the vibe. Like even with Senegal celebration, I don't know who drafted the woman to come and sing. I don't know who she is. Like, but
I don't even know.
That's what it is. She just came and started singing a song. They're just vibing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Know what I mean? And sorry, big up to Koulibaly, by the way, because that pagan wanted to take him up to the press box, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I'll come and do this later, bro. I'll come and do this later.
I'm going to celebrate with my team.
Yeah, let me celebrate with the team first, and then we'll do what we need to do later. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let me just get into some more comments still. CM was saying that exactly wrong, and people were selective with their reactions. Tunisia could have won the whole thing if it wasn't for the Mali game and 12 positive tests. I'll stand by that forever. Maybe next year, bro. Mateta Army saying with the rest at Afcon, we would be top 4 in the Prem. He's funny. He's saying Palace would be top 4 Prem, because the rest were mad thing. And Mateta, he's coming in again. He's saying, what a tournament this has been. Yeah, it's been a tournament, man. It's been a good tournament. And yeah, facts from NN. Big up my guy, NN. Big up yourself. All right, we can get into some business. I think, I'm gonna just drop the link now. So if people want to call in, because I think this is a good chance for people to also provide their opinions on these topics. So people, I've just dropped a link into the chat. So come through and call in. We're gonna start like bringing in some topics that will need some more discussion around. So Rich, we'll kick off the game.
Just before you do, I just want to shout out Doug. It's a big old Dugout Football channel. Doug's been covering Afcon as well. You know what I mean, from Scotland. And I hope I come from right. I believe you are from Scotland. I hope I haven't made a mistake there. But he's been covering it as well. So big up to Doug, man. 100%.
Come on. Evening Super Nick as well.
Yes, Super Nick.
Yeah, she's been here from the beginning with 100%. Us as well, watching the game still. But yeah, we dropped a link in the chat. So if you guys want to come in here and discuss anything in regards to some of the topics we're gonna discuss right now. But Rich, game of the tournament for you. Let's not talk about the one we missed, please. Because even with that one, my head is still hot that we missed that one. Because that game, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. Honestly, it would have been really
please.
Nice.
We're talking about positive things. I'm not gonna come start ranting again. Nah. How did they change the day?
They changed the day, fam. I swear they did, because I swear I saw it as the same day, and then they do the day before. Next year, I promise we'll be there. Third, fourth playoff, we'll be there. Oh man.
We'll probably have to set up a stream on the Saturday and the Sunday just in case.
No, we're gonna do it right now. Like, as in, like, I'll schedule it for next year.
Just in case.
I'll schedule it.
There's been so many good games.
But
you know what? I'm going to go, and this may not so much be for the actual quality of football, but it's for the story. Algeria versus Equatorial Guinea.
Ooh,
where they scored in the 84th minute, I believe.
It's true.
What a story for them.
That was a good game.
A very, very good game. And it was so tense because obviously Algeria had to go all out.
Yeah.
And for them to nick it at the end and the celebrations, when we talk about pride in your country, you know what I mean? This is it. This is it, man. So, like I said, there's been many games, but that one really sticks out to me, man. It was a massive win for them.
I mean, for me, game of the tournament, I'm not sure. Let me have a think about game of the tournament for me. think I'm gonna go with Burkina Faso versus Gabon. That was the one for me, I think, bro, because
That was a good game.
so obviously went to pens, innit? So Burkina Faso take the lead. Bertrand Traore gets the after the 30th minute, takes the lead. And then in the 91st minute, Gabon equalized. I forgot who. I think his name is Obiang, the captain for Gabon, scores a header from a corner. And then it was a frantic finish towards the end. Like Burkina Faso could have went out of the tournament because there was a couple of chances for Gabon towards the end. They had a red card as well towards the end too. Yeah, it was a crazy game. And then obviously Burkina Faso come through on penalties. Herve Kofi saving, I think, 2 pens as well in the game. So that was an entertaining game for me. Could be in with a shout of game of the tournament, I think. But I mean, but there's
there've been some good ones. Really have. Even unfortunately saying so, the game against Comoros.
Yeah. And that 3-2 loss.
3-2. I mean, don't really want to talk about the loss so much, but we showed a bit of character in that game. Obviously down to 10 men. Another wrong red card. You know what I mean? But we're not making excuses. We were terrible. We were terrible.
We really bad.
Stuff. But that brought out a lot of goals. Cameroon versus Burkina Faso, that was kicked off the tournament. That was a good game as well.
That was actually a good game, yeah. It was.
So and this is it. Like with African football, the football is actually pretty decent. I mean, I'm actually, whilst you were talking, I'm trying to figure out what was the worst game of the tournament. It probably involves Egypt. But
there was some bad ones. I'm just trying to think of one that me and I'm sure I watched one that was bad. Even Egypt, Ivory Coast, that game weren't that great. Me and Morad watched the game together. It wasn't great at all. That wasn't bad. That wasn't. There was a lot of hypes around it. It was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good game, and it ended up 0-0.
Oh, that's a shout. Just saw Kendall's comment. Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone.
Oh, yeah,
that was a good game.
That was actually a good game, Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that was a good game, to be honest. Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. The keeper in the end. Yeah, that was actually pretty good. It's pretty good. If African football eliminated corruption, bribery, dishonesty within their committees, the African FAs across the continents would improve the infrastructure, health assistance, and facilitation, and all of that. Very true. Very true. I know you man's head still hurting when I saw Rich's face.
Listen, when I told you, me, Julius, I think Nate was there, we were talking about Hartlepool. We were talking about the game, and the way Eden and Wow had to jump on, like, you're not in Afcon. I was like, huh? What? I removed my phone from the stream to call you. I was like, bro,
the
game's on now. Like, I couldn't believe my head was.
My head was gone. I couldn't believe it. But hey, we came back for the final, and it was a good one. 100%. Next year, I promise people we'll be back. 3rd and 4th playoff before the final. The day before, Saturday, whenever they do the tournament, the Saturday before the final is when the
just go live until we see the match.
Oh yeah, I'll go live from the beginning. The moment I wake up, bro. I'm telling you, I'll go live, man.
And we'll just timestamp it.
Trust me, we'll just timestamp it, fam. Big up Nate in here. He's saying Afcon referees turning up like Southern Trains whenever they want and when they feel like it. That's mad. Super Nick saying that it was poetic justice. Senegal had to win. Cameroon fell short in the end. Yep. The Ghana fans on Don Robbie giving stick back to the Niger fans. Yeah, that was funny as well. Some funny moments. Big up to Roland and Rich every time. Your work ethic and commitment. Afcon wrongly disrespected as well, which is a fuckery. Malawi versus Zimbabwe was the clock. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I watched that game. It was actually a very good game, actually. Yeah, you're right. Zimbabwe taking the lead and then 2 goals from Mhango to swing it back to Malawi. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I remember that game. Big up Aaron Boomer in here. Hope you're well, my guy. But yeah, people, we've dropped a link in the chat. So hit the link if you want to come in and discuss anything in relation to the tournament. We're reviewing it right now. Goal of the tournament, bro. What was your goal of the tournament?
I'm gonna go in. And Ango.
That was mine.
Now, the reason why it tips, I can't remember his name, but the Comoros free kick. The reason why it tips it is that it's harder to hit a ball on the run. You know?
Yeah, you see, Mhango.
Both strikes were pure.
Yo, Mhango was a madness still. Mhango was a madness still. And then, what are you saying?
What's up for you, man?
You saying you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, man, doing?
We're good, man. We're good.
Not bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump on and show some love because I've been trying to find some people to watch Afcon with, not to watch Afcon with, but some people to watch, commentate and stuff like that. But there wasn't much English people, English speaking people doing it, and you man were one of the first I've seen it. Ever since I found you, man, I've just been listening in, and it's been very enjoyable. So I'd just like to thank you lot for that.
No, man, thank you, man.
Thank you as well, man. Seriously.
Support still.
Yeah, but despite that, Afcon's usually enjoyable. It's the same, but I feel like even this year, or most years, I can say that Afcon is a top 2 international tournament, and sometimes it's not even 2. Because maybe the Euros is better sometimes, but I would never say that CONMEBOL or whatever they call the South American one is better than Afcon, because you only expect really 2 countries to win it. It's either going to be Argentina or Brazil. The same thing with the Asian one. You'd probably expect one country to win it. Probably South Korea because of sorry, what's his name? Son. Because of Son, you would expect them to win it. So I can say, like, maybe along with the Euros half the time, because for a while Spain was dominant and they had gone back to back and everything like that. But I can say, like, with chess, that Afcon, I can come into Afcon saying I don't know who's going to win it every year. This year, like, people were thinking Nigeria or Egypt was going to win it, and then some people shouted out Algeria, and then because they were the last winners, just for Algeria to go out in the group stages. So, like, you never know. Even with us in 2017, Cameroon, we weren't expected to win it. We didn't have anyone. Yes, basically, and then we ended up doing it somehow. So, Afcon's always enjoyable. Maybe not for you, man, this year, but for the rest.
I knew you had to send shots.
Man. See how they be sending shots, bro. That's funny, bro. See, look, for us, look, I can't speak in it. Like, I made my shout, and it backfired on me badly. I had to do it.
I had to call you out on that one.
I know, but I had to do it because this. You gotta say it. You gotta stand on your figure.
Are you confident? Because there's a lot of African football. I was even telling my roommate in university, there's a lot of African football this year alone to be played. We've got the World Cup qualifiers, then the World Cup itself, and then the qualifiers for next year's Afcon.
And then Afcon's back again. So
Afcon's back again. So there's a lot of football to be played. Are you like, I don't know what your guys' situation is. You probably know more than me. With the Ghanaian team, have you guys got rid of that coach? Are you confident going into the World Cup qualifiers?
Yeah, Milo went.
Yeah, Milo's gone.
He went.
He's gone.
Has Heaton been confirmed yet?
Not yet, but like,
it's close.
That's something that I did hear on the Don Robbie channel, that they were talking about Chris. Not on the Don Robbie channel, sorry. Expressions, Tottenham fan. They were talking about Chris Hughton coming in and bringing in players like Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tariq Lamptey. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. It's a massive improvement from Jordan Ayew, mate.
I need that. Man.
What's with the Ayew disrespect? He's on a lot for you, man. What's with the Ayew disrespect?
Nah, no, Jordan Ayew.
Andre, cool. Jordan,
Yeah, Jordan. Nah, I don't like that guy, man. He's just not good enough. Like, for the country, man. He's only there because of his dad, innit? So
I actually didn't know that his dad was Abid Pele until recently. I'll be so real. I don't know why they don't have the same name.
And we also got to look at this, and then like when you look at the other nations and the diaspora, look at Ivory Coast. Look at the players that they can draw out. Look at Senegal.
You see, that's the problem. That's the problem with francophone countries. Their players are not really coming back. Nicola Pepe and Zaha is an exception. Zaha was born here, raised here. Most of the players, like even with Cameroon, you can probably put a starting 11 better than what Cameroon actually fielded out with diaspora players alone. And Mbappe, the young boy at Dortmund that's coming up now. You have what's his name, Saliba, and then another centre back that are probably half Cameroon. No, not probably, but they are half Cameroon. Yeah. So we could have fielded a great team as well, but we chose to represent the countries that they. Even I can remember do you guys remember Mboli or Mbola? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
way back when Basel.
I think I know.
Way back at Basel. Then there was a story. The first day that he got his Swiss citizenship, he ended up switching his allegiance to them and playing for them. So like, I don't know. Maybe it's like people in the diaspora don't want to play for African nations back here. But yeah, 1 minute, man. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
But you raised a good point, because you know what? I think once the exposure of African football, once it increases and grows, hopefully those African players will want to represent the African nations.
Yeah.
Because if we were to strip the French squad, it will be mad. Who would they be left with? Frank Leboeuf back in the day.
We left with Theo Hernandez and them and there, like
you know what I mean.
Like,
so it would be
about that.
It would be bare, like so. Like back, France is a great example. Even Germany, the amount of African players that represent Germany is crazy as well.
Sane is Senegalese, I should think. His dad is Senegalese.
I think Gnabry, I think is he Gambian? I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure, but
but he's another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even Pogba. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Iman was saying for that little bit because I had to mute myself. But I don't know if you mentioned even Pogba. There's some high mentioned players that if they were in Africa, maybe we could have seen like African football develop a bit more. But even what's his name, George Weah, his son, he represents the US.
The US, and this is the thing. But I think that something is going to change soon in regards to that. I think as people become more aware,
I don't think it is though. I really don't think it is. I think the people.
Sorry to cut you off. Like, when you look at the Nigerian team and the way they've done it, like there's got to be some sort of like sharing of this amongst our federations across the continent. But
I feel like Nigeria is an exception to most places because growing up with a lot of Nigerian people, like they know their roots and they're very connected to their roots more so than other places will be or other countries will be. So and also growing up in England, there's a difference between England and France as well, where once I don't know if you man I don't know but I don't know.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of Africans in France, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of Africans in France, and I would rather play for France. Like even not even the French speaking countries as well. Marcel Desailly, I didn't even know he was gone. I thought he was from some African French speaking countries. I didn't know he was Ghanaian. I did not know that.
So I mean,
it's on the federations as well. Like I think one of the best things happened to Cameroon was Eto'o coming in, and one of the things he said is that he wants to develop our league system. He wants our league system to get better. I think that's the best way that African countries can go, so that it's not just relying on diaspora players as well. Two of the best nations in Africa in the league system are Egypt and South Africa. Now you can look at South Africa, you can see that they're not doing well nationally, but that's because I don't believe that their board invests much into their national team. Whereas I can say with Egypt, I feel like there's a big investment into their national team, and they also bring over players. They will reward players that play in their league, and they have a high standard league. Like one of the best Egyptian players, Abu Trika, never played outside of Egypt and won Well, I think it was 3 Afcons in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why as well with people saying that Egypt's team was weak this year, I don't really buy it. They've never really had a strong European-based league team like other countries.
I see the point. Yeah.
Some francophone countries will take players from the sorry, Roland. Some French African speaking teams will take players from the second division or third division of these French leagues instead of pick players from their top division. If that's how bad it is, how do you expect the diaspora to respect you and respect what you guys are doing?
It's true, man. You make some real good points. It's true.
So definitely an eye opener and something to think about as well, man.
Because obviously I've mentioned before that that the Ghanaian league is 27th overall in Africa.
When you said that was mad to me. I was like, there's no way you man should be outside the top 10, top 5 at best. There's no valid reason.
But when you look at it, it makes a lot of sense because like we've historically had teams in the CAF Champions League, you know, competing at the latter stage, and that was back in the day in the 70s and 80s. Since then, it's all fallen off because the North African nations have really kind of dominated. So when you look at Morocco, for example, Esperance, their side is always in the CAF Champions League. Egypt, obviously, their side, Zamalek and all of those sides are in the CAF Champions League. So from the continent standpoint, like, yeah, you're right. The investment for the Egyptian and the South African federations is more into their national teams, and then obviously it depends on where the rest of the money filters. If the money filters into grassroots and then in the league systems in their countries, then you produce a better level of footballer.
I feel like there's also a higher level of what's it called? A higher level of expectation. Higher level of I can't even think of the word right now. But when there's a higher level that like stops people from embezzling money in those leagues. There's more eyes watching you when you go into those kind of places instead of like maybe a Sierra Leonean league, a Nigerian league, a Ghanaian, a Cameroonian league. I feel like there's more eyes on those people there.
Yeah. I think coaching as well. Like, I mean, so for me, when I look at it, like it's another stat that came out that was staggering to me. We only have, as in terms of Ghanaian coaches, we only have 3 that hold a UEFA Pro license. So three coaches, and so the one of them is Chris Hughton, yeah,
is he Ghanaian?
He's half Ghanaian, right? Half Ghanaian, half Irish. Then there's Odo Atto, who was born in Germany but played for the Ghanaian national team and is a coach at Borussia Dortmund. And then George Boateng, who also never played for Ghanaia's national team, played for Holland, and he's a coach. I think he's a coach now at Aston Villa, right? So only 3 coaches out of every coach that we may have in the country, right, holds a UEFA Pro license. So obviously the level of coaching isn't great as well. And
but what is the Ghanaian Federation doing? Because if I'm not wrong, isn't it on them to bring coaches in and make them get the licenses? Is it not on them to find these coaches in the regional ranks and give them their licenses to even go in and coach in their league and then go and keep on getting them more licenses? Because even I think even with Senegal, I was very happy to watch them win. They're one of the only nations I can say that has a black coach in sub-Saharan Africa. If you look around everywhere else, it's basically white coaches, and like the white coaches that they bring in have done nothing. The guy from Cameroon he was managing that CFR Cluj for a bit. That's the only big place I can give you, and that's not really big in itself.
That's the thing. It's like it kind of, because it annoys me when you see like people like Claude Leroy. Like, he's been in pretty much every African nation he's managed, pretty much.
Avram Grant too.
The Avram Grant, like people like that. Like, I'm sorry, innit? Like why is it like, I've always kind of felt that there's never been a need for us to go out and bring people from abroad to come and coach our teams, like, because unless they're immersed in the actual country, the culture, and then all of that, they won't understand how things work. So, like, I'm glad to see that Chris Hughton is in Ghana and he's reconnecting with his roots.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that might also help him bridge a gap between both local players and people abroad. But like, also, we need to make sure we strike the right balance in the national teams. And I'm talking from a Ghanaian perspective. I feel like there has to be some local players in there who understand.
Yeah, it can't be.
Mm.
It can't be a I don't know how old the IU brothers are, but say like in the next 4 years, you can't have a 36-year-old IU brother there hogging up the starting striker position.
Yeah,
and you have many young talents in your league and you're not giving them a chance, or you have many young talents in abroad and you're not giving them a chance.
It's always about the balance. It's always about striking the right balance, I think. And so when you look at the Senegalese team that have just won, like, they don't have many local players in there, but it's one of those where they just kind of they seem to have just found a system and run with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've just been able to say, all right, we're gonna have to lean on so many of our players abroad, and you know, bring them in. And I think for a lot of them, they already are connected with their roots. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think a lot of them are the difference between like the players there and the players that we see represent our countries. The players that are there are probably born there, lived there, and traveled out and built themselves and their football careers. They went out and looked for options. Like Mane left his village, went to Dakar, then ended up in somewhere in Europe. So there's a lot of like instead of like us, where we just have like players that have always born here, played in the youth ranks here, probably played in the England under 21s, under 20 something. They couldn't make it, and now they want to come and represent the country.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bro. I want to ask you a question. Yeah. What was your game of the tournament?
I can't lie to you, man. The game of the tournament, I didn't even watch the game. That's the sad thing. Third place match.
I know you would have been pissed.
I was pissed. No, I was pissed. I come off the phone to my dad. And I was like, "Why did it looked like versus Egypt? We settled for extra time and penalties. I don't know why we settled. We're not good at that."
Yeah,
I was so pissed. And so Saturday came. I told myself, I'm not watching the game. I said to myself, I'm not watching the game. I see 18 minutes go by. What did I see? I see 1-0 Burkina Faso. I'm like, these idiots. I put the phone down. I pick up like 20 minutes later. I see 2-0. You know what even got me mad more? 2-0 own goal on Nana. What? I said, what? How did you not score an own goal? I was livid. Then by half time, 3-0, I was like, yeah, it's done. I'm not even gonna bother go on my phone, putting Bet365 to watch this game. It's done. So I was just here chilling. Then I said to myself, I don't even know what I was doing. But I think I looked for you, man, actually. I looked for you, man, and I typed in Pros Only TV and I said, is he not streaming? Because I clicked on the channel and nothing came up. No one was streaming. So I leave it alone for a bit and then I go back to check the score. Out of nowhere, I'm seeing 3-3. I was like, what? I said, wait, hold on a minute. I've seen 3-3. I brought the Bet365 thing. I tried to search for you man again. You man were not there. So then I searched for Rich. And then I see Rich doing some Hartlepool thing. And I said in the comments, you don't know that the third place match is going on. They're about to take penalties already. And then once Rich reads that, I seen his face drop. Yo, there's no way I've missed this whole match.
Bruv, he called me up, bro, and then like I was out like with my family in it. It's a quick family meal. Yeah, I was like, yo, let's go out and get some food. I didn't know. I thought the third fourth was on the Sunday before the final.
I don't know why man thought that, because in my head it was always gonna be the day before.
Yeah.
That no, whatever. Like that's normally the structure of it.
That's how it
but
goes.
on the sites and stuff, they had it as Sunday 4 p.m.
That's what
I never even checked this. I just had it in my head. It's gonna be the day before. That's why I was even more pissed coming off the phone with my dad. I was like, so you just played 120 minutes of football, and then in 2 days we're gonna have to go again.
Yeah. That's the third, fourth playoff is always.
We're gonna have to go again.
It's not the one in it. You know, like when you know you didn't make the final, you don't want to go up and play for the third and fourth. But the games are always entertaining, in it, because from the ones I've seen in it, I've seen Ghana go out in 2008 and then get third place against, I think it was against Cote d'Ivoire, if I'm not mistaken. I think we pammed them like 3 or 4-1. But yeah, so like, I mean, at the end of the day, it was the game of the tournament because it had the most goals, I think, from either side in the tournament. So that was
the game of the tournament in terms of the ones that I watched. Be Cameroon 4-1, because I think we went into the half either 0-0 or 1-1. I can't remember.
Who is this against? Was this against Ethiopia?
Group stages, Ethiopia.
I'm
pretty sure we went down first, 1-0. They scored first in like the first 5 minutes, and I can remember opening it up and I'm seeing 1-0 Ethiopia. And I'm like, what? Is this a typo?
Yeah.
And then 1-1 is a few minutes later. Then the rest of the half was dead. Then the first 10 minutes of the second half, we were so great in playing attacking football and finishing the chances. It could have, by the end of the game, we had, even though we were 4-1 up, it could have been 7-1, and that's after we were 3-1 up, because we were still playing attacking football, still making chances, still overlapping. And that's the one thing I didn't see against Egypt. I didn't see no runs. Everyone was stood there bunched up together. The football that we were playing was so. That's one of the games I can say I saw good football from Cameroon, and a good result as well. The other ones were.
What was your goal of the tournament?
I want to give it to the free kick against Cameroon, but I'm not going to do that. There was a nice free kick against Comoros against Onana from 30 yards out.
Yeah, that was
I think the Malawi one. The Malawi one was unexpected.
Yeah, Mango against Morocco. Yeah, that was a good goal, man. That was my goal of the tournament. So
yeah, same.
What was yours?
That same goal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The free kick was unreal. Don't get me wrong. It was unbelievable. But to be running with the ball and to whip it
at the
halfway line, basically, isn't it?
And did you see the way the ball was moving in the air as well?
Oh, it was
crazy. And it's the vision as well to see the keeper was off his line to be able to do that as well. So yeah.
And you know what made it even better? The keeper died for it too.
Yeah,
that's what made it so special.
Oh man,
I think also. I think if I'm not wrong, it was a knockout game as well.
Yeah, it was.
And there were two great free kicks from Hakimi after that gave Morocco the win.
Yeah,
and I really wanted Malawi to go through. I can't lie. I really wanted Malawi to go through after that goal.
Me too. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was here for everybody except for the North Africans. I kind of.
Fam, when I said by fire or by corruption, Egypt will not win, fam. I don't care what you have to say about the ref. Egypt will not winning. I mean, they want to make it 8, and we're right behind them. We're trying to catch up, and they want to make it 8. No way.
I wasn't for
Senegal win. I'd rather see Senegal win than let them make it 8.
Just me. Oh man. Give me your players of the tournament, bro.
There's gonna be hella bias in this. No, I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be hella bias in this.
Of course.
In goal, Onana. I don't think I'd.
No Gabaski.
No Gabaski.
Don't Gabaski, man. All this diving around on the floor and everything, wasting time. If anything else, I'll give it to Mendy. But actually, yeah, I'll give it to Mendy, man. Let me give it to Mendy. The story. There's a lot of stories in that Senegal team, you know. There's a lot of stories in that Senegal team.
And then, sorry to cut you. Bro, bring up the
me see if I can
create formation. Let's build the team together.
Yeah, let's build a
This
team.
this will bring about debate and stuff, but healthy debate.
I've seen a couple of the Afcon tournaments that people are putting out, and there's a big inclusion that I'm not with it.
Let me do that. All right, cool. Let me just do something. Let me just zoom in there. All right. I think everyone can see that. So you went Mendy, yeah?
Yeah, Mendy and go.
I swear I'm leaning towards Gabaski still, you know. The reason why I say that is because he got injured, yeah. He had a groin injury.
But that's the thing. He got injured, and we don't know if the guy behind him would have been better. Remember, he as well is a second choice goalkeeper himself.
So the guy behind him looked shaky when I saw it. He came on like for the last bit of that game. Yeah, I forget what game it was. I think it was the Morocco game.
Was he not good?
He weren't good, man.
Oh yeah.
He was mad nervous.
What happened to the first choice goalkeeper?
He got injured in the game against Ivory Coast.
I don't think I watched that game in full. What happened to him? Like, was it really bad? Because he had been out for a bit then.
He had a hamstring injury in it, I think it got to maybe the first half of extra time or just before the end of the game. He got injured in it. So he was feeling his hamstring. He had to come off. Gabaski comes on, and then he saves a penalty in the game. Obviously, Bailly missed that pen, innit? And he saves. And then in the game against Morocco in the quarters, he goes down injured with a groin injury, but stays on to the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, I thought he was good. I thought he was good in it, but
I think so.
Mendy, which what are you saying?
But Mendy,
you know what? It's such a toss-up between Gabaski and Mendy. I know Mendy's story is crazy.
Mendy's story is mad.
But Gabaski got them through how many penalty shootouts? Once injured?
I think 2. I think he went 3 now, isn't it?
And I mean, the last one obviously against Senegal, he played his part. He did his job. You know what I mean? Like, he could have single-handedly won Egypt that cup.
Yeah.
We'll go Mendy.
Yeah, we'll go Mendy.
I'm a Chelsea fan as well, Mendy.
That's what it was.
That's why. That's it. It's the bias.
There's no bias there. There's no bias. He won.
All right. I'm a throw a right back in here. Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious you're putting that right back.
I'm putting Kabori at right back. You know the Burkina Faso right back. He was cold. He was cold in the tournament. Every time I seen him, like he did everything that an attacking fullback should be doing.
So did what? Is Hakimi not playing right back?
See, this is what I was thinking. Hakimi, you know,
Hakimi
he came clutch. He did his job.
He did. No, he did. Ooh, you wanna go Hakimi?
How many goals did he score against Egypt as well? Oh, am I wrong?
He scored against.
He won the penalty against Egypt.
Oh, okay. But I know he scored the 2 goals behind from to come back behind Malawi, and the 2 free kicks were bangers as well.
2 free kicks. Then there was another free kick he scored. I think he scored 3 times in the tournament. If I'm not wrong.
I think so.
I think he scored against
2 assists as well.
Gabon. I think he scored against Gabon, like free kick. If I'm not mistaken, in the group stage. But there was another free kick.
What was Cameroon's right back? He was good.
No, he wasn't.
What am I thinking of the left back?
None of the backs were good.
He was decent. He was decent. Collins Fire, he was good.
Fire's only really got pace, if I'm being honest. He's only really got pace and overlapping runs. When it comes to defending, definitely on the edge of the box, he's shaky. I feel like our backs are too quick to dive into tackles, and there's no reason for that.
So we're gonna throw Hakimi at right back, yeah. Even though Kabore, I'm gonna give him his props because he was cold in the tournament for Burkina Faso, yeah. All right, centre backs. Rich, what are you saying, man? I don't know. And then what are you saying, bro? Because
I know I don't even know. I didn't even watch him that much, but I know
Tapson was gonna go in for me.
Yeah, I know the Egyptian guy with the hair net. People were talking a lot about him.
He did have
He did have a good tournament.
He was decent, isn't it?
Actually, even Egypt's right back had a decent. Minus giving away the penalty.
But I also want to put Koulibaly in there.
That's a shout though. Like he was solid. He was solid. I can't even argue with that.
And you know what? This time around, because obviously Koulibaly normally gets a lot of like, he's spoken about a lot in it, and especially when he had his links with Man United, he quietly just did his job.
Yeah. You didn't hear much about him. The most I think what everyone here was hearing was Mane Salah. I think from the start of the tournament, people wanted the final with Mane and Salah. And that's what they got. But but it wasn't as good as people hoped, I feel like. And I feel like that's bad because that's the only real game where I saw people really ITV. I really saw real.
Hey, what the same Pogba scored?
Is Paul Pogba? What you man talking about? I'm telling you. But anyway, nah. Sorry to cut you off, and then Rich is trying to give us updates here.
No, wait. What match is going on?
United Burnley, innit?
Yeah. Pogba's scored.
So he can score. So wait, he can score against Burnley, but he can't score against Middlesbrough.
Hey, relax, bro. relax.
I'm just asking questions, bro. I'm just asking questions.
Don't start, bro. Don't start. Relax, bro.
I'm asking questions. You know, certain someone came up and missed a penalty, and then it's all mad, though.
Don't talk to me about that guy, bro. That guy needs to get out of my club, bro. I'm had enough.
Well, you don't. What? No love for CR7? Because when he was on the way to City, I heard a lot of you really crying your eyes out.
Not me, bro. I was like, fam, if he wants to go City, let him go there, innit? I don't care, innit? Like,
heard a lot of people were angry when he was linked to City, and now that he's come to you, man, you man are cheating him like with dog poo, fam.
Yeah, bro, I don't like that guy, man. He's too selfish. But all right, tap sober for me, Rich. I agree with you on the other side. Because he was cold.
I'll go with that then. I won't really disagree with that then.
Because he was just so solid right throughout the tournament for Burkina Faso. Like, he looks like he's only 22 years old, but he's like ahead of his years as like a centre back. Positioning is amazing, like interceptions and everything like that. He don't break a sweat. It's like he's one of them Rolls Royce defenders. Now when they call Rolls Royce defenders, he's one of them, and like he's only going to get better, I think. And I think that whole team as well, they're going to get better as well still in the end. But all right, left back. What am I saying on left back?
No one really stuck out for me at left back. That's the thing. I'll be so real. No one really stuck out for me.
I mean, Cease for Senegal got better as the tournament went on. But yeah, I agree. No one really sticks out.
Yeah,
Salou Cease. He was okay. He wasn't like amazing.
Who was Senegal starting left back? Because you might as well just give it to him.
It was Cease, isn't it? Salou Cease.
Yeah. I mean, you won it at the end. You might as well just give it to him.
We might have to stick him in there.
Yeah.
Let me see what he's saying. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. And Cease. There we go.
It looks like the Everton Newcastle game's tasty as well, boy.
Hey.
Everton took the lead.
Hey, is Donny on the bench? Is Donny on the bench?
Yeah.
Allow it
again.
So is Ali.
Oh, and Ali. Okay, fine. All right, cool.
Nah, Ali deserves to be on the bench. He ain't good.
Right. So Everton took the lead. It was Lascelles scored an own goal, and they've equalised them. And Newcastle equalised 1 minute later.
Crazy.
End stuff, you know.
All right. What about in midfield? I'm behind midfield.
This is tough.
There's a lot here, man.
I'm gonna go Balde.
Say again?
No, wait, Keita Balde.
Not Keita Balde. What's the one from who had a good tournament? We were raving about him at the start.
What for? What country?
Oh, this is gonna give me a headache. Equatorial Guinea.
No, not Guinea.
Burkina Faso.
Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau. Mama Balde.
Yeah, that's him.
He was cold though. He was pretty cold still.
And he scored that banger. Was it against Egypt that got disallowed?
Against Egypt, yeah, against Egypt that got choked off, yeah.
It's just a special mention to him. I think he played well.
He was good though. He was good. I'm just trying to think. In midfield,
I'd like to give a shout out to Hongla, Cameroonian, number 14. I thought that
he was good.
I felt like he did a good job in the DM position.
Speaking of midfielders for Cameroon, who was that midfielder that started for you in the first game and he played really well?
Is he light skin?
Yeah.
Kunde.
That's it. Yeah. Where did he go?
He was on the bench. Hongla must have beaten him out because he's one of the best. He's one of the most certified players there in terms of career. So I don't know. That's even talking about this manager and where their players go. Where was Choupo-Moting? When we needed someone to come on versus Egypt.
Yeah.
Me and my dad were screaming, where was Choupo-Moting? He didn't want to. I don't know if he has like a problem with him, but saying that he did come on in the first few matches or the first few group stage matches. But yeah. When we needed someone to come on, I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah. Brothers, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna jump onto the Palace stream.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
So and then big up for jumping on. Thanks for all the support as well, man.
Wow, no problem, man. I'm always gonna be here from now on.
I hear that, bro. Love as always, bro.
All right, man, bro.
Cool.
You have a good one. Have a good one, bro.
Nice one.
All right. All right, I'm trying to think about these midfielders, man. I think Idrissa Gueye was good for Senegal. Solid, just did his job in it basically in midfield.
I don't feel like he stood out though. I feel like what you're saying is right. He did his job. He didn't really stand out to me. I might be
what about Anguissa? Did you rate what Anguissa was doing in the tournament?
The thing is, I've rated Anguissa for a bit now. But ever since he's come to England, he's just tainted that vision of who I thought he was going to be. He's done nothing at Fulham. He's done absolutely nothing at Fulham. But I could say Anguissa is another one that deserves a shout. I don't know if I can definitely say that I can put him in that in the midfield because there's been a lot of good or decent midfielders that have done what they're supposed to do.
What about Sangare for Ivory Coast? I thought he was good when I saw him. I thought he was pretty good. Like he was solid in that midfield for Ivory Coast. Even when because Kessie was supposed to be coming in here and doing madness and all of that, and he just kind of fell away.
Yeah,
got injured in the game against Egypt in the last 16, and then that was it for them. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Kendall saying.
Non-biased midfield, I would say Sangara, Anguissa, and Hongla. Non-bias, no bias.
That's your non-bias. Hongla was good. In the game against Gambia, he was really good in that game. When I watched that, I thought he was good, really good in that game. Could have been potentially man of the match if Kambi didn't score those 2 goals. Yeah.
What about El Neni? Is there a shout for him or no?
Say again?
El Neni, is there a shout for him or no?
Oh, you know what? That's also another shout because he was really good in some of the games I saw him, especially
he was better than I expected him to be honest. Overall.
Yeah, could say as well. I'm gonna throw in some names right now in it. So I think Sangare was good. Anguissa, he was solid throughout the tournament, I think. I'm just trying to see. Wait, I don't know if that's how you spell
it. I think it's Anguissa. I
think I'm gonna do this.
Have you got it yet?
I'm just trying to see if I can. No, I'm trying to see if it recognizes it. I swear I'm spelling it wrong. Let me
type it out.
I feel like I had it right the first time, but let me.
ANGUISSA. Or maybe you have to put his full name. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and put the full name in there. Andre.
I think you might have to put the Zambo. I don't know.
The accent, isn't it?
No, he has his middle name Zambo. ZAMBO. I don't know if it will make it.
I don't know if that will do it. Let me see though.
Before the Frank.
Okay, let me do that.
I don't know. I don't even know if they got him there.
He's not even recognizing it. You know.
That's poor.
I don't get it. I swear I spelled it right.
Let me look. Yeah, that's spelled right. Yeah.
It's not even. It doesn't even recognize it. That's crazy, man. All right, I'm gonna come out of that. You said Sangare Hongla. Yeah, let me see. He was good from what I saw him in.
I feel like he played a great defensive role in stopping people getting through.
I thought so as well. I thought in the games I saw him in, it was good. And I have to put Gay in there because I actually like Idrissa Gay. You know, like he's just solid. Like he's really solid. And like I feel like since leaving Everton and then going to PSG, he's actually become.
I don't know how he got that move. To be honest,
bro? No. Like his final season
from Everton to PSG is mad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
His final season, yeah, in the Premier League, yeah, I think he was in the top 3 for defensive actions and interceptions, yeah, specifically, innit? Like, so when you look at what he does as a midfield player, yeah, like you gotta respect it. Like, and like I think you might not think that move to PSG was well deserved, but they needed somebody in that midfield, and he's definitely helped them in midfield, in my opinion. But it's down to people's.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but
yeah.
I think he's been a better signing than Messi for them.
Yeah, 100%. Like Messi going there, he was always going to struggle. It's kind of crazy though.
I don't know how he's struggling in the Farmers League, to be honest.
Hey, the Prem is a Farmers League. You see, the French league is competitive though. It is, apart from PSG having all the money and all of that. When you watch the games,
but that's the same thing over here. But the difference is that we actually get accolades outside of our league as well. Because Chelsea's won. Because in the last 5 years, how many times has there been an all-English final in any of the 2 competitions?
Champions League and stuff.
Champions League or Europa League. It's been Chelsea, Arsenal,
Chelsea,
Spurs, Liverpool.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot.
Yeah, man, that's true, man. All right. The forwards now, yeah.
The big guns, what everyone's talking about.
All right. So, in terms of left wing, who was your kind of shout for left wing? Hey,
does the position need to be exact? Because
it don't have to be. It don't have to be exact in it. We'll throw a front three. I think we already know who the striker is going to be. Like we don't even need to mess
the man that got the last laugh in it. That's how it is.
We already know who the striker is going to be. His top
left
scorer.
Yep.
It had to be him.
He always comes up for this country, you know. That's one thing I'll say about him. Even though his career has never taken off like I've expected it to, he's always come up for his country. 2017 showed up. 2019 he showed up as well, but in a smaller role because Cameroon. I don't even think we got up the group stages 2019. Did we get the group stages? I can't remember.
I'm trying to think myself because maybe you didn't,
Maybe we did. Yeah, you can't.
I think you went on early. I think you went home early though.
Definitely went out early. We didn't have a run. We didn't have a run like that. But left wing, there's only one man for me. No bias. Partner in crime.
Yeah.
Coco Kambi.
He was cold.
That's the man that after that left wing.
I can't even argue with that, bro. Like, in all honesty, like the way he was moving. And the thing about it is, you know, in the first like 2 games or so, yeah, I actually thought Ngamalu was actually like a lot better, but he faded.
See, that's the thing. I feel like Ngamalu has a good career at young boys, like, but I feel like when it comes to the country, he doesn't give his all. I feel like when I saw him play and things weren't going his way, I felt like he wasn't trying. That's just how it came to me. I felt he was very complacent. And I think even I think it was it Fire? I think Fire's behind him on the right wing. I think Fire noticed that as well, and the left back Tolu noticed that as well. And I think they were very annoyed with him as well because there were some balls being played to him, and he didn't even attempt to go for it.
Yeah, because I was really impressed in the first 2 games with Ngamalu, and he just faded so hard. I don't know what it was, and I think maybe because obviously you just mentioned it there, like he doesn't really give too much more for what do you call it, the national team as opposed to for young boys, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, Toko Ekambi was really good. Like
we need a better we need a Jeremy back in this side. We need to find another Jeremy. Another free specialists, because the corners that guy was taking, I swear to God, every one of them was overshot. And when you have big players like we do, like Ngaju at the back, Vincent Abubakar at the front, Hongla, the balls need to be going into the correct place for them to make a play on it. But they just weren't.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. See, look, you got a man in here, yeah, saying not one Egyptian.
Why should there be one Egyptian? What?
The thing about it is, yeah, see, look, I would have put Gabaski in there because I just think his heroics, yeah, in the tournament was crazy, like for being injured. But you can't go wrong with Mendy. Mendy deserves recognition. I can't believe he wasn't in nominated for a Ballon d'Or at all. Like when you consider what his year was crazy for Chelsea. The amount of clean sheets.
I think football is one of the only sports that I can say with my chest, I care little to none about the personal awards anymore. I don't care about it. I really don't. The only thing I care about, World Cup, Champions League, Afcon, because the awards that we have basically little weight to them now. Last 10 years, it's been going in between 2 people when there's been years that they don't deserve it. Like last year, I thought Messi didn't really deserve that. What for? For winning the Conan Ball and what's it called? Copa de la Rey. Did he win that or not?
Trying to think. Yeah, I think they won it. Spanish Cup. Yeah.
I'm from my perspective, I'm not going to give him that. I'm not going to give him the Ballon d'Or for that. I think like I said again, I feel like the South American competition is worse than Afcon, to be honest.
It's 100%. It's 100% worse.
People love the shit on Afcon, but I feel like their one is way worse than Afcon. If I'm being completely honest. But you know, maybe one Egyptian can get into the squad. There's still one more place left.
There's still one place. I mean, but
there's still one more place left.
That's a tough one, you know, because like Mane, considering
it's not a tough one.
It's not a tough one. When you consider what he did, yeah, Mane, right, was the to miss the penalty within the first 5 minutes.
To miss the penalty and still go and step up
and win
for your country with the last penalty, knowing that you've missed the penalty, and then to go the same way, and then you want me to give it to Salah, who's scored 2 goals and 1 assist throughout this whole tournament, and they're supposed to be the 2 guys that you were looking out for.
That's it, man. Like Mane had to go in there for me. I mean, if we was gonna put an Egyptian in there, we would say honorable mentions. El Neni played well in the tournament. I think Abdel Monem, centre back for them, who gave away the penalty in the final. He was really good. I think in the games I saw him. I think Zizo, who was off the bench.
Zizo was a factor off the bench. To be honest, he was a really good factor off the bench.
Yeah, so I thought Zizo was really good. Like, obviously, there's just honorable mentions in it. Like, and then obviously Gabaski as well. Like, he could have been in there as the keeper because if Egypt had won it,
I feel like if Egypt had won, no one would have put anyone else in the goalkeeping position.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's why anyone else at the goalkeeper position but him.
Because that's what I said. I was like, if they had won it, he has to be even. You have to be say with a shout of being player of the tournament, bro. Because like for him to save. They said he saved 11 penalties, you know, in the tournament. 11.
Fam.
That's crazy. Like, I've never heard of that before. Like, it's mad.
I have to give him his props, but against Cameroon, I thought the players with the common sense would have prevailed. Why would you not try and go for top bins against a man that's injured with a groin injury? You're going and placing bottom left, bottom right for what?
Yeah, I know. It's mad, isn't it? Because we saw him, you know, when they was making him dive wide
he was
left.
He was on the ground for time after every time. Every time he had to make a save, every time he had to jump high, it would just be on the ground after that.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm just getting some comments real quick before we move on. Yeah, Noor in here showing love to Senegal. Guarin saying voting for Bertrand Traoré. Bertrand Traoré was decent. It was decent in games. I saw him in. Like, he's very frustrating to watch though. Bertrand Traoré. I'm not gonna lie. He's very, very frustrating to watch. I won't lie. So, in all honesty, I thought he was good in the games I saw him, but you know, he needed to do just a little bit more. He did score a couple of goals as well in the tournament and whatnot. So it is what it is. I'm just dropping the link in the chat again for people to come on and give their piece to even talk about this team of the tournament that we just put together. And then Kendall saying Egypt don't play with fluidity apart from Mo Salah. The rest of the team lack pace, which is why they don't play expansive and attractive football. I think also part of that.
I don't think that's true though. I'd say there's some big names that like Zizo and Elneny that you would expect to play expansive and attractive football, especially with Elneny with the Arsenal link and everything like that. But it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I think for me it was just more so the factor that you got Carlos Queiroz in charge. If you watch Carlos Queiroz at international level, that's the way he plays football. You know, everyone behind the ball. He's got a few guys in his team that can make a difference on the day, and that's what you're relying on. You're relying on your Trezeguets, your Salah.
He was getting into a fight with the referee every match.
Yeah, every match. It was funny to watch. It was funny. It was funny to watch, man. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, there's our team of the tournament, people. Mendy in goal, a back four of Koulibaly, Tapsoba, Cease on the left, and Hakimi on the right. And midfield.
You can't say we didn't put a North African in there, you know. It's just we picture that they gave him. He looks like he's from Sub-Saharan, isn't it? But there's a North African in there, people.
And then in the midfield we got a free of Sangare for Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory.
Actually, have to put asterisks in there.
You got
an asterisk. Gisa, he would have been in there. But
and Anguissa was supposed to be in there because I think if Anguissa was there, I would have moved out Hongland, to be honest. And I would have had them free. I would have had them free, even though Hongland was good. I mean, look, there's honorable mentions across the board in terms of midfielders and forwards as well.
There's a lot of people that even out of this team deserve a move because of their performance here.
There's been a few, man. I think some of the Burkina team, some of them will get a move. I think Kabore is
the Comoros team. They deserve moves, bro. Yeah, to do what they've done in this tournament, that's a big thing. With the potential 100%. that they know that they might not even be back next year because there's hella names missing. Zimbabwe, Zambia, there were hella teams missing. Uganda's never been good actually, but
Zambia for sure. It's true. So Guarin said Sangare is getting a big move which is true. He's playing for PSV at the moment, so I can see him making a big move still. You look at there's Tapsoba's at Bayer Leverkusen at the moment, but he's obviously going to get a bigger move soon. Like I'm not maybe not next year, but probably.
I was kind of disappointed again with the Cameroonian coach. I feel like we have a good young player in Ongwene, RB Leipzig. I don't think. I feel like Ngaju. You know who Ngaju is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
The number 5. I feel like he's just there because he's big, and I've said it numerous times on the phone with people. He's just there because he's big. He has no ball skills whatsoever. He's a liability when it comes to his feet. If you put him under pressure too much, he's gonna lose that ball. I feel like Ongwene deserves to start in matches over him or JJ Castillo, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the team in the tournament, people. But let us know if there's anything in there, any honorable mentions.
Salah's not getting in. Salah's not getting in. Just tell that to everyone right now. Salah's not getting in.
I mean, there were some good performances. I saw. I think for Nigeria before they went out, I think Kelechi was good in spells.
Who did they go out to again?
Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Yeah, Tunisia. That was a mad game to watch as well. Like to see them go home in the manner that they did after everybody giving them the trophy after the group stage. It was kind of crazy.
Everyone thought he was gonna win. They topped the group with Egypt, and they never seemed to let back after that. But first game, round of 16, and it's over for you already.
It's peak. It's real peak. Who else I'm gonna think of? Like, I think Sangare for Burkina Faso. He was really good from when I saw him. He scored the opening goal of the tournament against Cameroon.
He should. That's where he should have been out. Was he the one that did the double studs? Or we should have had a goal.
No, it weren't him. It was
my man. No, we should have had. He should have been off the field.
It was the left back. Steve Yago.
He should have been off the field. Imagine watching this, not knowing, and the first thing you see is that.
I was dying. I
don't care if it's 30 seconds in. He should have been gone.
Bro, I was dying. I ain't gonna lie, because when I saw that, I was like, "This is Afcon, 100%." Straight away, we set the marker for the tournament. It made me laugh so much.
Bro, it was not even on his leg, on his thigh.
On his thigh, he should have been sent off 100%. He should have been sent off 100%. I agree with that. But it just made me laugh so much.
I feel like the referee did the right thing though. It was a red card, but I feel like he deserved at least a yellow, because I feel like if he got sent off, it would have caused commotion.
I think he got a yellow though. I don't think he was. I think he was booked. I think so.
Oh yeah, he was booked.
He was
booked.
He was
actually bummed that. No, he should have got a red card.
Yellow was not enough. It was red. It was red because that was a reckless challenge. This is a good one here. Kendall saying, "Who's the coach of the team?" I think there's only one coach, bro. Like, it's the Senegalese coach, Aliou Cisse. Yeah. Because I mean, when you look at his, because you said it perfectly. The stories throughout that Senegalese team, his story was mad as well. He missed the penalty in the 2002 final, which they lost.
I heard that.
Obviously, he took the same team to the final of the last edition in 2019 and lost, and the federation stuck by him. And he was able to coach them right through this tournament. And obviously, when they started the tournament, they weren't great either. Like the Senegalese team, they kind of started through some games, and then when they hit the last 16, they beat Cape Verde 2-0, and then they literally just went forward from there. And it's got to be Aliou Cisse for me. Like, and it's great to see.
I feel like with this win, maybe we can see some federations start taking chances on their local coaches now, instead of getting foreign coaches who have been managing at low level clubs in Europe. I don't see what the point is.
Yeah, 100, man. I think that's true, man. Because like, I still kind of annoyed at the fact that we had a Ghanaian coach, Kwesi Appiah, who took the Ghana team to the World Cup in 2014. That's the first time a Ghanaian has ever taken a Ghana team to a World Cup. Do you know what I mean?
That's a big achievement. That's a big achievement.
It's huge for because we never. Well, we only went to the World Cup for the first time in 2006. So to come through after close to 10 years, 8 years, a Ghanaian coach taking the Ghanaian national team to the World Cup is mad. Obviously, the drama
especially
started happening
because you man aren't that good. You man just.
I mean, bruv. I mean, it's mad for me, and it like I'm hoping that we can. I mean, look, we're gonna have somebody who has of Ghanaian heritage in charge of the team, with Chris Hughton, and we'll see what happens with that and how it develops.
With an last name Hughton,
but that's the whole. Because I don't know if that's the. I don't know who's. I think his mum is Irish. Maybe it's the mum's
how
name.
is his mum Irish and he's taking the mum's name then? What were the dad not married? Or
maybe they were divorced or something. I don't know, innit? Like I don't know the family history, but it will come out soon, innit? Because apparently because he went back home to visit like family and people that he's associated with back in Ghana whilst he's sorting out this contract and whatnot. But
so is it a done deal?
Pretty much, innit? Like they're just trying to figure out the final details of what happens, because in Ghana
it's a good turnover though, because now maybe he can get the team in and before your next match and build a relationship with them.
I mean, who knows, innit? Like, because obviously the game is, I think 23rd of March is the first.
Yeah, I checked Cameroon's game and it's in. I don't know about the rest, but Cameroon's match is in the 23rd of March, so it's not even that big of a turnover.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's huge. These fixtures are huge for the World Cup, and I'm hoping that the timings of the games are at different times so that we can kind of watch a few of them through, innit?
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to multitask. You're gonna have to have one on your phone, one on your laptop, one on your TV.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting still. But yeah,
but hopefully, I don't know. I don't feel like Cameroon will fire this guy, our coach. I don't think we'll fire him.
No, I don't think so.
We've got people in the back. We've got Rigobert Song.
Is he part of the coaching staff? Yeah.
From what I've been told, he's managing the under 21s.
Under 21s, okay, fine, fair enough.
Yeah. So I would like to see him given a chance before, but that's the problem. I don't know if it's just a thing with Cameroon, but I don't know. When we had Clarence Seedorf and what's his name? Yeah, we just let them go after. But to be honest, they didn't have a good showing as well.
Yeah, that's true.
No, this is what it is.
Yeah, Guarin saying that I want Bonse managing Burkina Faso. He's part of their setup right now. I saw him speaking after one of their games, which is also interesting as well. Like somebody who played for the national team.
Do you think the guy will get fired because of what happens? I mean, 3-0 lead, 45 minutes. I think this is the furthest they've come. I think this is actually the furthest they've come, if I'm not wrong. Burkina Faso.
They've been to semi-finals. This is their third semi-final in the last 4 editions or something like that. So yeah, this is as far as they come. This was their moment to try and make it to the final.
To try get some silverware. To try get something, But
I mean, they might stick with this coach anyway. Like I don't know how long he'll be coaching for, because obviously because they won't make this World Cup, but the following World Cup in 2026, CAF have 9 places. So I
don't like that they've done that. I really don't, to be honest. I really don't like the new format that they're trying to push out for this for the World Cup after.
That's the 48 team World Cup.
It's like I feel like the more you keep expanding, the less you diminish the standard of the World Cup.
But then don't you think for the African continent having more places?
I feel like for the African continent, yes, because I feel like we've got many teams that can compete with the European teams more than a South Africa, more than a North America, more than a Asia, more than an Oceania. We've got teams on teams. We've got Egypt, we've got Cameroon, we've got Ghana, we've got Nigeria, we've got Morocco, we've got Tunisia, Algeria. These are 7 teams off the top of my head that I can put against 7 of the top English teams. I can say there's going to be a good match. It's not going to be a Switzerland versus England, for example.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's so hard for the African teams to qualify when you look at the format of the qualification stages, yeah. And then when you look at, let's say, this playoff that's happening right now, we're going to lose.
But this 9, but you just said there's 9. We've now got 9 allocations.
Because like when you look at it right now,
who's really big, it's not going to make it. Who's that? Everyone that's big now is just going to make it. There's going to be basically no competition, to be honest, unless you're drawn against another big team.
But it's good though, like to see, because I want to see more. Because obviously, right now, let's say this current World Cup coming up here, we're gonna lose one of Ghana,
You're gonna lose Ghana. That's another thing I was gonna say. Ghana, Nigeria, Algeria, Cameroon, Egypt, Senegal, a replay. Egypt, Senegal.
We could go. We could start. We could have a World Cup with Senegal not in it. They're the Afcon champions. Do you know what I mean?
That's mad. That's mad.
So I mean, I want to see a change. I want to see a change of that. I want to be able to see all the big African nations, or if there's a shock because another team decided to do very well.
I don't think there'll be any shocks. Because who are the big African nations in your book?
All right, so the ones you've mentioned. So obviously we've got the Cameroons, the Senegals, Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria. But then after that, you've got sides like Zambia. You've got sides like even Congo.
There's still one spot left. You've just said 8 teams. There's still one spot left.
There's one spot left. So then it could be a Congo. It could be. We haven't seen Togo since 2006.
No, Togo ain't got anyone, man. Adebayo was the peak. I'm not gonna lie to them. Adebayo was there.
Then there's others as well. Like who else can we throw in there? There's a few more that you can
throw in. Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast would be in there. So like 9 of them, yeah, you're right. Those are pretty much the top 9 teams.
The top 9 teams, and who else is really gonna get in?
It'd have to be someone taking advantage of a shock or something. Do you know what I mean? But I understand what you mean by that. It means it just makes it less competitive.
Yeah.
If all the teams are
imagine the last, let's say the last playoffs. I don't know how they're gonna skip. The format in Afcon qualifiers is definitely gonna have to change. So let's say you have they do group fixtures. You've got a group fixture, maybe top 2 go through. You have a groups of 4. Let's just say for some reason Nigeria, Senegal, Zambia, Sierra Leone. They're not really gonna have to. They can play the B team and beat those teams. To be honest, Nigeria and Senegal is gonna have enough high quality players to play a B team and beat those people. They're not even gonna have to go all out.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops. I'm really interested to see what CAF will do for next year's Afcon tournament. How are they going to qualify? We don't have much time. Do you know what I mean?
There's no time at all, to be honest.
I don't know what they're going to do.
A year and more, but what? A year and more to do what? Still have World Cup qualifiers.
I think World Cup. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a playoff between some of the, or like a state, like a first.
I thought like the way that I was thinking was maybe the teams that made it to the semi-finals all go through, or maybe teams that make it to the quarterfinals all go through with no need for qualification, and then everyone else
has to qualify. Yeah. So what I know is that there's a preliminary round between some of the smaller nations in Africa.
Yeah, so the smallest nations, like I think even Comoros was involved in that
They'll be. I think they're involved in this one as well. Like, because they're a small nation. Like, it was a big shock for them to even get here. But
I don't think they should be involved in this one though. I feel like they should. If the FIFA rankings are correct and are what Afcon are going off, and I feel like they should have deserved to jump. They've warranted a jump now to be probably out of that first preliminary round.
Probably, I think that may take effect for the World Cup qualifying. I think that's when it will take effect, because obviously I think it's just too. I think it's too early. I think it's just too close. But when it comes to World Cup qualifying for the next one, they'll definitely jump up. I think in the rankings in Africa, just based on their performance in this tournament.
We could see a Comoros in the World Cup.
No, I don't think so. I think that would be maybe a step too far. But you never know. It just depends on how they format this.
There's 9 places. Let's be honest. Was it Ghana or Algeria ever expected to fall out of the Afcon, and where the group start hard that warranted them to fall off?
Definitely. I mean, I don't think so. I think Ghana. I thought Ghana would come out of the group, and even then, like
everyone thought Ghana was gonna come out as well as Algeria.
You have the fail safe as well, so you can come third and still get through. Do you know what I mean? That's how Comoros got through.
And they still didn't get through as well. Comoros got through a minus. If you beat Comoros, and even though you would have had to score hella goals, You didn't really have to because Comoros got through a minus goal difference.
Yeah. Interesting, man. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens for next year because I'm excited for next year because it's like for some teams it's like get back. You know,
it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense.
So
Ghana's gonna have something to prove.
Ivory Coast too being at home.
Yeah. Ivory Coast is not gonna want to. They're not gonna want to go out like they did. They are not going to want to go out like they did against Egypt this year. I don't think they'll stand for it.
And then obviously Egypt.
Too much. I know you and Rich were talking about a golden era for Senegal. Can you not say the same thing with Ivory Coast? Maybe they don't have the Drogbas and the Yaya Tourés, but did the Drogbas and Yaya Tourés really live up to the expectation when they were here?
I mean, they caught one. They caught one towards the end. They caught
and then
one.
Didn't they lose to Zambia or what?
They lost to Zambia. Then that was a big one for them. They should have taken advantage of that.
Zambia shouldn't have even been there. That's how wild.
Blame Ghana. They blame Ghana because we lost to them in the semis that took them to that final. So, it's one of those. We lost to them 1-0. I mean, I think for Senegal, this was like their golden generation. They needed to act on it. They needed to win this. Do you know what I mean? Because if they didn't, it would have been a big failure for their country, and it would have probably been the end.
That's the thing. I don't know because we have next year to go. I
know.
If they didn't win, I wouldn't have been worrying. As looking from outside in, I wouldn't have been worrying. Who's really gonna go in the span of 1 year? They're gonna have the same exact team again next year. Deep it, they're gonna have the same exact team. So I wouldn't have been worried if they lost that final. Talking to
all right, I'll give you a question here. Yeah. So what do you think they'll be able to defend it next year?
History says no. History says no in Afcon. You don't defend. You don't defend in Afcon. Algeria, everyone was putting Algeria because they had just won it last year. Let's be honest. If Algeria didn't win it last year, why you putting them because of Riyad Mahrez? Not really. Algeria there because they won it last year, and they didn't live up to expectations at all. Yeah, but with it being so
close. With it being so close, yeah, like you see with the Algeria one, I hear what you're saying, yeah, but there was a few years in between. Whereas this one, yeah, it's very close. It's literally next year. So a back-to-back, yeah. We had the last time that happened was 2012 and 13. So
wasn't that what Egypt?
2012 Zambia won it. Then 2013 Nigeria won it.
No, I mean the people that won back-to-back Afcons wasn't it Egypt that last did it?
Yeah. Egypt last did it in 2006, 2008, and 2010. They did 3 in a row. But that was like a strong Egypt team. That was like that was their golden generation. Say again.
Do you see this golden generation living up to Egypt's golden generation? Do you see Mane as an Abutrika or is he just a level below that? Because there's a level to this thing. Egypt has good goalkeepers. Like Cameroon's always had good goalkeepers, and that's the thing that I can say for Egypt. You might not know their names, but when they go out for their country, they perform to the highest of standards. It's not like these other countries that bring out, these keepers, and you're thinking, where did they get them from? To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, but that kind of seems to be the case when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. Like you see when, like as you just said, yeah, like when Egypt, most of that you actually mentioned it earlier, where all of the Egyptian players, the majority of them are based in Egypt. So
not even that. The majority of them play in 2 teams. It's either Zamalek or Al Ahly. That's how dominant, and those are the 2 dominant teams in not only Egypt but African football as well. Those are the 2 dominant teams.
Yeah, because like it's one of those where like because of that they all have that kind of togetherness and at that time like
I feel like it helps as well. The familiarity knows where your right winger that you play with every day is going. The kind of ball he wants. You know where your keeper is looking to distribute to. That's one of the things that other teams like Ghana, whose whole team is spread out across Europe. Cameroon, whole team is spread out across Europe. Nigeria is even less because they've got many EPL players in that squad. So, but that's the thing that you can say for them that you cannot say for anyone else. They have a familiarity with each other.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. And I mean, the thing about it is Salah's now lost 2 Afcon finals now.
One to Cameroon in
2017. So to come, next year is a big one for him because I think he'll go again, and he'll hope that the team can do something to try and get back and get the game.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I'll say it right now. I'll say it right now. Even I don't think they get to the semi-finals.
Interesting.
I'll say that right now. I don't believe they'll get to the semi-finals. Playing like they did, I don't think they will. Because let's be honest, they're only there because they won penalty shootouts.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't really have a good tournament from a playing standpoint. He was able to just kind of ride their luck and get through.
Yeah, just get through the tournament with the penalties. I don't think they'll be able to do that again. I don't think they'll be able to hold teams to a 0-0. I don't think they'll be able to go up against a young team, maybe a young team that is hungry, that could qualify for next year's and is very attacking. That's the thing. The style of football played in Africa, it's not. I don't think it's suited to the African people, to be honest. I feel like a lot of it is European, slowed down, dive. But like I heard someone saying, the ball was rarely in play last in the finals. But that's a constant thing with Egypt. The ball is rarely in play when you play against them. So I feel like there needs to be a changing of tactics. I feel like there's a need for bringing out the abilities that some of the players have. Fast, strong football. If you get what I mean, instead of this, some of them are not technically. Let's be honest, some of them are not technically gifted to be doing the passing thing that we want to see sometimes.
I mean, but like we've mentioned this before in terms of like people are expecting a certain level of quality in the tournament, but I
feel like there can be quality and a style of play. I feel like there's a difference. You can see a strong, quick team and see quality in there. It's not just around.
I think it's just like the expectation from some people when they're watching it, they're thinking it should be this way because this is the way they play football in Europe. But we have to look at a different standard, man. Like if Senegal are the 20th in the world in terms of the FIFA rankings, and they're the highest ranked African nation, when you look at that, what are we actually expecting here? Like at the end of the day, you're going to see it in spells with different teams in different situations in games and whatnot. But that's the way it really is going to be, in all honesty.
That's what I feel like it's on the federations to move more into to develop the local game, to develop the new coaches, and let the new coaches experiment. It might push us back a bit, but it might also bring us forward. Because the way we're doing it, we're not going forward, and the people that are born into the systems of the way that we want to do it, the best ones aren't coming back to us. They're going to play for France, they're going to play for Switzerland, they're going to play for England, they're going to play for Germany. They're not coming back to us. They're going to play for teams that have been playing that style of football for centuries now. So I feel like that's what we have to do. It's time for us to go on a new avenue. Because we've tried, but it doesn't seem to be working for us.
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap this up, man, because 2 hours in now. I'm gonna just try and enjoy the rest of my evening. But big up for NN for coming on as well.
I saw the notification. I was like, I have to come on now. I have some things I want to say, but I just wanted to show you, man, love for hosting it. Just thank you for hosting and everything like that.
Yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Like, we appreciate the support, obviously, from when you found us up until now. And yeah, we're just going to continue. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Like, obviously next year is going to be bigger and better. And yeah,
I can't even wait for March. March.
Yeah, March. Yeah. Yeah, March is going to be serious, man. March is going to be real. Yes, this next month. Yeah, I know it's going to be serious, real serious business. Should be interesting.
And both of the matches, it's not like there's a big gap. I think it's just a week in between.
Yeah, I think it's a week in between
both of the matches.
Yeah. I think 23rd and then 29th is the second leg. So yeah, it should be interesting still.
Yeah.
Let me get into this comment here. Sorry, bro. What was you gonna say?
No. You can go.
No. Yeah, Cruder Beck saying Rich and absent Rich and Roland. Africa celebrating. He said, "I just wish South African teams were getting this trophy."
South Africa's never going to get that trophy.
They last won it. I think they last won it in '92 or something, or '90. Yeah, I think '92.
They're more worried about rugby and stuff than cricket. You might not be worried about football that much. Your league is good, but I don't know about your national team.
Yeah, man. And then Kendall saying North African and West African teams are hella strong. Hopefully, teams from the Southern and East Africa roll up their sleeves and test themselves by stepping to the plate.
It's not that talking about Southern and Eastern African teams. How many Southern and East African teams have football as their national game?
I think more the Eastern.
Going back to colonization, that's where white people and other people stayed. They stayed in the East and the South. Because it's not a coincidence now that you're seeing some of the best sports that they're good at is cricket and rugby. Let's be honest here. They're not really known for their football over there. Maybe South Africa is a what's it called? Excluded or exception from that. But for the rest, from which other teams do you know from the South and the East outside of the South African League?
I mean, Zimbabwe, but even then, like, they're more known for cricket than anything. Yeah. In terms of the East African teams, Kenya.
Kenya's nowhere to be seen. They're known for running.
Yeah, I'm just thinking any other nations, to be honest with you. Yeah, not really many. I mean, Uganda too, but even them, they're like here and there. Zambia, here and there. It's one of those. Like, you just never know. But yeah, people, I'm gonna wrap this up right now, man. It's been a couple of hours still, but we'll be back soon. I think at the end of this week, some basketball NBA action. We're gonna do some watch-alongs for those to get back into the season and that for the regular season. And then in terms of football, there's gonna be a few Champions League games to cover as well. So that would be interesting to do as well. I don't know if Rich is still live right now, but if he is still live, go check him out. Go check out CM. He's doing a watch along for this United game, and I know he's stressed right now because it's 1-1. They just equalized, yeah.
That is stress.
Jay Rodriguez just scored, so yeah, go check out CM as well. And yeah, we'll be back in like a few days, probably Friday night for one of the games. I need to schedule up one of the games for Friday night. But big up to my guy NN for coming in here and calling.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for the support as well. And to everybody who's been in the chat from the beginning, I want to thank you for your support throughout the tournament and everything like that. We had to do this one last time and review the tournament. It's been a very good tournament. And yeah, I mean, we'll be back in a bit of time. And I hope you're all good. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the notification bell and all of that. And I'm going to play this outro for one last time. Peace, people. We are out.